Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Focus on Gaming podcast. My name is Tom, and I'm here with Duncan. Hi, Duncan.
Evening.
How you doing?
Oh, good.
It's episode 80, and
Woohoo.
today we're going to be talking about games that relax us, Mortal Kombat, and I think we've got some Xbox games that are coming out on PlayStation. So maybe we can chat about those as well.
Yes.
Good
That's
old
probably
Forza
been the
5.
main news of the week because not
Yeah,
much else. But
exciting stuff. So if you want to join in any of the discussion, pop on our Facebook page or on our other social media, Focus on Gaming, and join in the chat. Duncan, Forza 5 coming out on PlayStation. What do you reckon?
I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be something like Halo first.
Yeah.
It does make sense because at the end of the day, when you want that kind of game on console, PC. Well, actually, on console there's lots of choice, but PC mostly. If you're on Xbox, you play Forza, and if you're on PlayStation, you play Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And Gran Turismo is not for everybody, and Forza is not for everyone. But there is Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport.
Mm.
So there's the hardcore racers who want to track racing and all this kind of thing, and then there's Forza Horizon for people who just want to drive around and have a bit of fun. So yeah, it makes sense that they're like, this is an alternative to Gran Turismo, so buy it. But yeah, it's one of their big like trophy IPs. And,
Oh, definitely. And Killer Instinct as well is coming.
is it? That's not.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's still going as a free to play game.
But it was really
After
good. The newer one was
what
really
was it? It
good.
was a launch for the Xbox One, wasn't it?
It
It was a
was, yeah.
launch title,
Yeah.
but
And
it
they're
was a
also all going
paid.
to be they're all going to be cross play. We all know that. So that's going to be great. I mean, with Forza, can I add, I've never actually made it to the festival.
I mean,
I can never find it, and I get bored, so I just start driving all over the place.
how can you not find it? There's literally arrows on the road that point you in the direction.
But I get bored, and I just start driving away, and then I can't find the arrows again.
I mean, that is one thing that it is the most gorgeous racing game that I've played. The Forza Horizon games. It's got hundreds of cars. It's since 3, they've made it very easy to get a lot of cars. Instead of things like Gran Turismo, I think does it where you have to race and race and race to get a vehicle. Forza Horizon more went on the way of, to make extra money for DLC, we'll release a different world, different place. So they just throw cars at you left, right, and centre, and you normally find probably a pool of 5 that you'll use. You'll have your off-roader, you'll have your but Forza Horizon does what Need for Speed has done in the last 10, 15 years as well, is have some kind of story. And it's like, oh God, I don't want a story for a racing game.
You want to jump straight into multiplayer, play with your mates, go on a career mode, have a quick race, and be able to. I'll tell you one thing that really bugs me on racing games. I like the X button on my controller to be my accelerator.
Hang on, are we meaning X on PlayStation or Xbox?
I don't play Xbox, I play PlayStation.
The bottom button.
Yeah. And I like the brake to be the button slightly to the left at the top. All right. Which I can't remember what button it is. Hang on. PlayStation Portals here.
The one on the left is square.
That would be the square. So that's where I like my accelerator and my brake.
Yeah. Buttons. Yeah. You don't like the triggers. Yeah.
And then I like my trigger to be my turbo or my nitrous.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, games like Grid, I could not adapt the controls.
You don't allow. Yeah. They don't allow you to change it.
Big bugbear. So fortunately, everything else you can, and you can on Forza. So it is.
I think Forza. I believe you can change it.
Yeah, and Need for Speed as well. I mean, Hot Pursuit is my favorite game, and the remaster is amazing. Games you can't change the buttons on, I'm not happy. And
Forza Horizon, it is a fantastic. I don't know if you have played it, the Mexico one. Oh yeah, you say you get lost.
I do get lost. Yeah.
So it's fantastic. It's Forza Horizon. It's beautiful. Actually, I've been playing it this week because my son decided he wanted to play it because what's he wanted? Oh, he wanted to play the Hot Wheels game. And I didn't have that installed.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I'll tell you what." I said, "I've got the premium version of Forza Horizon." I said, "It's a bit better than the Hot Wheels game." I said, "So, do you want to play that and have normal cars or Hot Wheels cars?" He was like, "Yeah." So I've been playing that this week. He absolutely loves the Hot Wheels thing in that because you got all the loops and crazy speed. It's brilliant. So yeah, it's got the Hot Wheels expansion and there's like an off-road island as well. I think that's the one. I haven't really played that one, to be honest. I think I loaded into it when we swapped over to my username, and I think I had about 4 roads that were used on it, whereas the Hot Wheels one and the main one, I've got all the roads. Because there's something as well. You can fast travel to wherever you want, and if you collect all of the fast travel boards in the main area, you can fast travel for free. So it's great if you do that because it just means you can spot a road that you haven't driven down and just fast travel there, driving it. Hey presto! Because you get like loads of awards for driving on every single road and achievements. But although you normally end up with just that one teeny tiny little bit of grey instead of white on the map, and that you can't find, or you think that there's only one road to go, or it's only a tiny bit, and then you find one, and you're like, yes, I'll do this, and you go over it, and then no, there's one more to find, and you have to have the search all over again. But no, PlayStation owners who have never played a Forza Horizon are going to be in for a wild ride. It's fantastic game. Highly recommended. It's Mexico, in case anyone's wondering as well. So.
Xbox Insider has recently leaked that Halo: The Master Chief Collection is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and PS5.
I heard about that, and obviously it's an end of an era that it's the home console. It's been Xbox only, but at the end of the day, whether or not it's the end of home like TV consoles for Xbox, although they've said that there is a home console coming out of some description, we don't know what yet. They are the dominant subscription service.
They are,
Although I don't know whether more people have PS Plus, but with Call of Duty, I think, and Diablo and all this kind of thing, they were the biggest publisher or something, I think, over the last 3 months.
Well, I suppose every single PlayStation owner has to have PS Plus, but you can't play online. So,
they don't have to if they don't want to play online.
Well, yeah, if they want, that's what I'm saying. If they want to play online, they have to have it. So the numbers as of March 23 were 47.4 million subscribers.
But obviously that includes Game Pass, PS Plus, like core version. What's the basic one? Is it just PS Plus?
I can't remember. So 14.1 million of those were on the highest price tier.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So I don't know what it is now, but in theory, everyone that plays online, bar Fortnite, because you don't need a subscription for Fortnite, would have a PlayStation Plus subscription.
Okay. Apparently, 15th of February last year. I'm just looking at this. Last year, so a year ago, there was 34 million Game Pass subscribers.
Yeah.
That was before they changed it so there was still Xbox Live Gold then. So you can't really include Xbox Game Pass Core because it is basically the basic PS Plus as well. But yeah, I mean, if most of those are Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate subscribers, that many, now that you've got cool ones, that would be higher. But yeah, I think
in the end, everyone plays online. I don't know many people that don't play online gaming. So
me. Well, I do, and I like the option to do it. But generally, I just try and play games offline now. But it's got an always online presence, Forza Horizon as well. So you have like ghosts of other people driving around, and what it does when you're in a race, even single player, it puts friends' names on your opponents. Now, if your friends have actually played it, you can play against their ghosts and all sorts. So there's a lot of online extras. Plus, generally, if you don't play it for a month, you'll come back on and you'll have just been given by the not Take Two. Is it Players Go? Playground games. You'll just have about 6 messages saying, "Here's some money. Here's a car. Here's some more money. Here's some more money," and you'll be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, I've got enough for a Ferrari now. Excellent."
So according to the Nintendo stats, there are 140 million Nintendo Switch users worldwide, lifetime sales, as of June 24, and 34 million online subscribers as of September 24. So,
yes, I'll just see that. So, obviously, that's quite it's not comparable, really, is it? Because although you get a lot of games with Nintendo Switch Online, it's very cheap, isn't it?
Interestingly, they've got 366 million Nintendo accounts since it started in 2015.
366 million.
Yeah. So that would cater for from Wii U.
Well, I've got one.
Switch and mobile games. So
yeah. Well,
have you had an update, by the way, about attending the event?
Yeah, I did not get tickets. No, I did not.
Even in the ballot? Did you not get one in the ballot?
No, I have to sit on the waiting list at the moment.
I'm on the waiting list as well.
I believe I'm still trying for the Sunday. But no. Yes. Well, we found out Martin got tickets, didn't he?
He did.
The one that me and you live an hour's train journey away.
Yeah.
And he lives 2 hours drive away. It was about 130 miles, I think it is for him.
Yeah.
And he got tickets.
Madness.
No, it's should be good, and hopefully, if we stay in the ballot, we might get lucky on the wait list.
Yeah.
Although I think the waiting list is a first come first served. It's not a. Oh yeah. Oh, your name has now come up. I think it's more of a case of, we've got 100 tickets available. Oh, they're gone.
yeah, but we're hopeful.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So if as you're a PlayStation 5 owner, would you buy Forza Horizon 5?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
day one.
What about £70?
No.
50?
No. 35.
£35.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's a year and a half old, I would say.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth more than 35. But my son loves it. I mean, he's played it on Game Pass. He got rid of Game Pass because that was the only game that was being played. So
I got rid of Netflix. I think I was watching one thing.
Yeah. We might bring it back though, because both my sons have switched to iPhones from Android. Boo
Oh
hiss.
well, nobody's perfect.
I know. Their mum gave them to them, so yeah, whatever. So I'm contemplating Game Pass may be a good option. So when one is playing the PlayStation, the other can play Fortnite on the Game Pass because their phones are too old to play Fortnite. The iPhones, they don't. Like you have like an iPhone 16 or whatever. I'm not sure, but anyway, whatever. So
Well, I mean, you can stream it through browser. I think via Epic.
doesn't work
I
anymore.
think.
Doesn't work.
No, do they not do that?
No. GeForce Now do it for free, I think, as a streaming thing, but it's so slow you have to wait an hour just to get on.
Yeah, well, GeForce Now have been limiting a lot of things recently because I mean they've you can't subscribe at the moment because they're changing payment supplier.
Yeah.
And then they've been so oversubscribed. They've actually a lot of the time they've been not allowing free people to even play.
Mm.
And I think that they're going, tough. Yeah, we're giving you this for free. Subscribe if you actually want us to do it. So, yeah, GeForce Now is probably not as reliable unless you're going to subscribe. So, like and
on
subscribe.
the upside, Duncan, I have convinced my son to let you fiddle with his Steam Deck. No pun intended.
Well, I was going to say, hang on. Can we say he's not using any kind of metaphor here? He's not. Yeah, this is literally his Steam Deck.
Yeah, and so that you can put Game Pass and PlayStation on there,
okay,
and the Switch stuff, so that he can legally play everything.
Well, I mean, you can't play unless you got Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate. You can only stream.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be on
Steam
there.
Deck.
It's going to be on there, but he will then be able to use his PlayStation account on the Steam Deck and use Fortnite. That's the game plan.
See now Fortnite. You can't install Fortnite on the Steam Deck,
but you can install the PlayStation account.
Yes, you could. You could stream. You could stream it via whatever service you require. So yeah. I mean, it's to be honest, the Xbox streaming. I use an app now called XB Play. It's a paid app, but it means that it sets it all up for you. You just log in, works, and you can also stream from an Xbox. Not that you've got an Xbox, but
no, I've got an Xbox.
But that's why I like that one.
I've got an Xbox 360. Does that count?
No, I'm afraid that one doesn't. It probably works with Xbox One, but not a 360 now. So if you want to play Fortnite on a Steam Deck, streaming is really your only option.
Yeah,
because you run the risk. I think there are workarounds. I think that some people say about that you can install it, but I think you run the risk of your account being banned. So
yeah, it's not worth it.
But not worth it if you've got if you've paid anything out.
I've got halfway there. He's going to allow you to fiddle with his joystick, so we're all good. So,
yeah, I mean, if he's going to stream it, you might as well on the phone. You might as well just get like a backbone or something.
It won't work on his iPhone though.
Streaming it well. You can stream it through the Xbox app.
We'll let Uncle Duncan come round and
just go to xbox.com/play.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play. You can stream things now. Whether you can stream, for free Fortnite, but if you've got Game Pass Ultimate, you can basically stream things for free. But you just go to xbox.com/play because that's what I do on my phone because they've closed down the Xbox Game Pass app on Android now, so it's all going through the Xbox app. But because of the Google's policies and everything, you can't play them through the app yet. So you have to go through the website to play them now. You can't go through the Xbox Game Pass app or the Xbox app. It's coming apparently, but they've got to work with Google and all that kind of thing to get that done.
Well, you just thought Google would have got rid of Stadia and made.
Well, Well, no, it's all Apple do it as well. Google do it where they have policies about what you can sell on your app without using their purchasing.
Hmm.
You know,
But they
so
could have made Game Pass their way to play games on Google, and then they could have sold advertising around it, and it's all
but
been
then
incredible.
the Google aren't making any money out of it, are they? Because people are paying money to Microsoft. So Google's policies and all this are all basically saying, no, unless you're going to pay us our 30%. And Microsoft's going, no. This is what all the Epic versus Apple stuff is. Basically, Epic don't want to pay 30%.
Fair enough. I
And
mean,
then charge people 30%. Yeah, there's all a lot of, well, I don't like that this big company's doing this. Oh, but aren't you as a big company doing this? Yes, but I don't like it when they do it. That's basically what all these big tech companies are doing to each other. It's like, I don't like that they're doing the thing that I'm doing.
yeah.
And they're all just as bad as each other. Yeah. So screw them all. No.
That's what I say.
So yeah, so Forza Horizon. Get back to that. I mean, I'm pleased. I'm pleased that PlayStation people who have only owned like a PS3, a PS4, a PS5, and have never played Forza Horizon will get to play it because I think they'll love it.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't think it should be a £70 game or $70 game. I think £40 would be good. Because obviously it's got DLC, so they might release it as a £70 like Game of the Year version, maybe with the DLC. But even that, I think people will go, well, I could just buy Gran Turismo cheap, can't I? I don't know
or I can just get Game Pass.
Or you can just get Game Pass, yes. Play via a browser. I wonder, does Xbox.com/play work on the... Does PlayStation 5 have a browser?
I have never tried it, but it just suddenly dawned on me whether it would or not. So I am going to attempt that.
I can imagine probably it does go on there, but you probably can't use the controller. I can imagine it probably doesn't pick up the controller like that.
Then you can sync an Xbox controller to it anyway. So
PS5 browser. I'm just looking it up. Trying to. Oh, it's to work with Chromium-based browsers. I don't think you can. Log into your PC. I know it's set streaming. So there's some people that say there are that you can. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't need to worry about that because I don't have a PlayStation 5. So
no, not yet. Anyway.
No. I just don't see the point. Games that I've tried that are exclusive to PS5, there's very few that I actually go, ooh, I actually really want to play that. And the couple that have come out, like I've said before, God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn that are on PC, I'm just like, yeah. I've got them on PC and I haven't completed either because just neither of them have particularly grabbed me. And I love open world action games. Sort of going from here to there and whatnot. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn just didn't really grab me. And
wasn't for you.
What's her name in Horizon Zero Dawn?
No idea.
But anyway, the lead one, she just, to be honest, just annoyed me, really. Just not annoyed me, but I was just like, I don't really care what you do. Lead character in Horizon Zero Dawn. It is Horizon Zero Dawn. Main character is Aloy. Not as in, two metals, but Aloy? Is it Aloy?
Aloy.
Aloy. Yeah, there you go.
who knows? So,
Hey, Lloyd.
anyway,
So.
hey. So let's move on.
Yeah, move on.
One game that relaxed you to play. What's the one game you can think of?
Well, when you say relaxing to me, obviously, I do think of a game that literally I could just sit there. There's no time limit. It's not taxing my brain too much, but equally, it's not completely not like a clicker where you just sit there, click, 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 click. And I do like a good walking simulator, but then a lot of those are quite heavy dramas and that kind of thing. But I did like Unpacking. Did you play that one at all?
No.
It was a game where you unpack things.
Okay.
And that's it. And that was it. Literally it. That was all you did. And there was certain, you had to fit things in certain areas, but it wasn't particularly, it wasn't like Tetris where you had a very specific place and everything.
Yeah.
And there was achievements that you did have to unpack things in a certain way, but it wasn't particularly taxing. And there was a story. And it was just really nice. Really nice. It wasn't a sort of really depressing story. But yeah, it was quite nice. It's about it. I only played it. I've got to admit, I didn't buy it. It was on when it came out on console. I think it was on Game Pass,
Right.
and it is one that you sit there and an hour and a half later, you just dreamily finish the game. 2 hours later. And I do like that kind of game that just sort of flows into the next one. I'd very much 20 years ago, I liked action games. I liked playing with my friends, local multiplayer, Soul Calibers and all that kind of thing, and sitting there with a beer. And I do still like doing that, but I just don't like. I don't like competition nowadays, except for when it's against a 6-year-old and I absolutely crush him. But I don't like someone going getting tense and all that kind of thing. I just like a good story and no pressure. There was a game called A Fold Apart that was a very, very cheap indie game on console, and that was one about it's about a couple, and you can pick at the beginning whether it's a male and female, female and male, male and male, female, female, whatever, and it's gets quite hard in some of the puzzle bits, but it's never too hard, and it was basically each scene, like you've got these two people, like you'll have a person walk on, and you can fold the scene so that the person appears on the back, and then different paths will connect because you folded the paper. But it's done in a way where when you fold things in a certain way as well, that part of the story will come on, and it's about these two people who, although they're married, they have to separate to want to work in a city. It's about the fact they miss each other, all this kind of thing. So it's very all sort of, and it's sweet.
Yeah.
But that one, again, it's probably about 2.5 hours long. And I bought it, and before I knew it, I'd finished it. Not because it was that short, just because my brain just turned off, and it wasn't. It probably took me a bit longer than that because some of the levels were a little hard, but they were never so hard I had to get a guide. And they were just lovely. So what relaxes you?
Gaming wise.
Game-wise, yeah. Well, I know you like to be tickled in that particular place there, man.
That's the only reason I invite you around to play with my controller.
You invited me to come around and play with your son's Steam Deck now, so
this is
getting
it.
A bit worried.
Still down here, isn't it? I like playing Minecraft. I find that quite relaxing, but I don't have a lot of time for playing it. But the one game I love to play, and I don't get it out very often, the game, before you say anything, is Tetris. But it's Tetris on the CDI, the Philips CDI, because it has all these animated backgrounds like waterfalls and streams and things like that. And I can just imagine this early 90s, businessman getting out the CDI and playing Tetris after a long day with a glass of wine.
I spent $1,000 on this. Yeah, I'm rich.
Yeah, I can imagine it. But it's such a relaxing game because, let's face it, the Game Boy version is not relaxing. It's quite
ding 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 ding.
That's it, and it's quite stressful in the fact you really want to win. But with this one, it is about relaxation. The music's different. The backgrounds are animated. It's a beautiful piece of design, and I'd highly recommend it. And I know that everyone laughs at the CDI, but actually it does have some really good games. Not many, but some good ones. And it's just a real fun thing to play and very, very relaxing. So
but what happens? What happens in that version where it is going fast? Is it?
It's not so relaxing.
Do you find yourself just like, I've lost? Oh well.
Yeah. It's not as relaxing at that stage, but I would say it's fun. That's my one. So
I don't get people who are like, oh yeah, I go to relax. So then they sit there, they're like playing. Let's for example say Warzone. They're playing Warzone. They're like, you've got to do this. Look, they've got this person camping. And they can just get angry. It's like, what? How is that fun?
Just chill the hell out.
Yeah, and interestingly, people who use the term "get good." It's like, no, I just want to have fun. Anyway, what are you going to say?
Interestingly, you do not need Game Pass to play Fortnite on Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Excellent. Have you got it currently on your phone?
I haven't, but I was just checking to see if it worked, and it does. You do not need it. So
excellent. Oh, there you go.
The full-fledged console version. People get on there, get playing.
That's especially if you have got kids and they take up the console. But you say about Minecraft. I think Minecraft is a perfect example of relaxing. Because there's no time limit. You can turn it on to peaceful. There are obviously that limits some of the items you can get because you can't get things off skeletons and creepers. You can't get gunpowder.
Yeah.
And the like. So, but if you have it on that or if you have it on creative, but in survival, it has that grind, does it? Where, in a way, that is a way I'd like to relax. I like to just lose myself in a game where I don't have to think and I suppose the grind in Minecraft does that. You can just go, right, I need 500 wood because I need to build something.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've been chopping down trees for an hour and a half.
In the toilet at work when you should be working, and you pop to the toilet and then you play like a 45-minute Minecraft game.
There's another one that's relaxing. I think a lot of, obviously as gamers we often look down on mobile gaming, but there's so many simple games. One thing I do hate, I hate these idle games because those are not games that where it's like come back and you either have to just sit there literally tapping the screen, or you have to you come back after a day and it's like you've earned 1.4 billion. whatever.
Mm.
They're just there to feed your your serotonin levels and
My son leaves.
dopamine levels, isn't it?
What's he play? He plays Creatures of Scenaria on Roblox, and he will literally leave that playing all day while he gets it to build up his monsters, his dinosaurs, and yeah, they play. It just sits there playing for hours on end, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm not doing anything. It's just sitting there
I'm
playing."
earning money.
Yeah, when I say to him, "Get off your phone," and he's like, "Okay," and he just leaves it there. That really irritates me.
I used to play Clash of Clans,
Mm.
and I got at the time I was quite high level. I tried it again last year sometime, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many more things now. I would not be anywhere near high enough level to be any good. But that I even got to the point where I got an Android emulator on my PC,
Mm.
and I loaded up Clash of Clans with my username and set up an auto clicker. So
Okay.
what you had to do was train it to where you wanted to click at certain points, and so I left it clicking so it would just go into like battles all day, and even if
Yeah.
it lost, I'd still make some coins. And so I don't know, let's say 200,000 gold was a lot.
Yeah.
And if you let's say that was what you'd get in a week.
Mm.
I set that up, and I'd be getting 400,000 in a day, kind of thing, because it would just be like click, click, battle, click, battle, click, battle, click, battle, all automatic. So I just used to turn that on and go off to work.
All right.
Um, but that was a game where it it was not relaxing after a while. It was a chore, and
Yeah.
that's I think. I think if you want something that's good for your mental health, I think you've got to have something that doesn't feel like a chore.
Yeah. Definitely.
Um,
Fortnite's quite relaxing.
Minecraft can feel like that to some people because it is. Oh yeah, I've got to get 500 wood. Oh god. Oh, so I've got to go out to those trees and chop like 180 of them to get that much wood.
On the
Ugh.
upside, you can hack it to do.
Oh yeah, or you could just go creative if you just want to build something. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, go. I do like simple puzzle games like your word-based games. I've been playing actually Pixel Puzzle, I think it's called on Steam, which is basically a jigsaw
Okay.
game, and it's great because it has like a water background, so there's fish swimming around on it, and again, very quite peaceful uh, music and peaceful. When you drop a piece into the surrounding area, it just goes splush. Nice little. Um, so yeah, I know it's very much because I'm middle aged and jigsaws probably aren't going to interest people who are 25 and loving their Warzone and or FIFA and whatnot. But just sometimes if you've had a really bad game in Warzone, just get a jigsaw game on your phone or on your PC and give it a little go.
I
Um,
like my friend, my son found it the other day. It's a firefighter simulator,
oh yeah,
and it's really good. You travel in the fire engine, and then you have to put out fires. And you go in the houses. It's pretty extreme, but you know what? It's so satisfying. Really satisfying.
oh, Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, on VR,
Oh,
amazing.
I've never played it in VR, but I've it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
And yeah, oh that game is that's probably been one of the biggest time sinks for forgetting what you're doing for me for the last few years. In fact, I can't believe it. Yeah, I forgot about that because that is probably one of the most relaxing games ever
yeah, I can see that.
for me.
Yeah, I
For
mean the
me,
firefighter game is very similar, I suppose, in a lot of ways.
it's
It's
pure
just
dopamine, isn't it? Really,
yeah,
but again, relaxing with no time limit.
yeah,
And because one thing I was worried about when I very first played it, and I didn't work out how to do it at first, because I was like, what happens when there's a tiny bit of dirt in some crevice somewhere and I can't find it? But all you do, there's a list of all the parts, and it tells you the percentage cleaned, and you just find the one little bit and it just gently, it doesn't go, wait, here's a bright red thing. It just gently pulses white that part that isn't clean, and you just walk over, done. Oh.
And that's the end of that.
And they've got loads of free DLC, like the 2 rated DLC, where you have the motorbike, and like the whole front of Croft Manor. You have the assault course, which what they do with Power Wash Simulator, when you're at a certain percentage of the area you're on clean, you'll get text messages from customers in the main game. But in Croft Manor, you get ones off Lara, and one of them is it's all little Easter eggs. It'll be like, I've got. It will say something. I can't remember what exactly it says, but it says, I've got a butler called such and such, but he's always getting himself stuck in the freezer. And just little things like that. What else was there? There's Final Fantasy VII DLC for free,
right?
Which there's a small model of Midgar, and then there's some vehicles that you can wash as well. And it's just washing, and that's all it is.
And it's just a delight.
Yeah, and you sit at 8 p.m. and everybody else goes to bed or whatever, and it'll be, I'll go to bed at 9 or 10 or whatever, and 11 o'clock it'll be, just get 1% more.
Yeah.
And there's no stress about it. It saves as soon as you've washed a bit off. That's it. It saves, so you don't have to worry if it's crashed, or if you do have to go to bed, or if you have to stop. It's just so good, so good. 10 out of 10 for relaxation.
You got a Meta Quest in your house, haven't you?
We have a 2.
So you need to get on that, and you need to play it on VR.
Okay, well I'll see, because obviously I don't want to buy it because it's not directly my.
I think it's free.
Quest.
I didn't realize it was chargeable.
Yeah, because there's so many times it's available regularly on PC on Steam for, I think, about £10, £9 or £10, and I'm like on Steam Deck. If I play it on Steam Deck, though, when I go to work, and I'm allowed to play on my Steam Deck for as long as it doesn't get in the way of my work, which means I am able to play my Steam Deck for a while. But if I was playing that, and I just I wouldn't do anything. And I have some responsibilities with work which can't be ignored. So I would be in trouble.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. So
yeah, exactly. It's good for my mental health, isn't it? But it's highly recommended. What about an angry relaxation? What is there a game that you're like, I want to shoot something in the face, or I want to punch something, or
no, I'm not an angry gamer.
Is there no time where you're like, kids have peed me off, I'm just angry, and I want to go onto something like Bulletstorm where I can kick things in the face?
No, on VR, Creed, the boxing game.
Yes. Get a bit of exercise as well.
Yeah, I quite enjoy that.
We'll actually physically
can work up a sweat on that as well.
Is it sort of good graphics?
No, but it's a good game.
Say like Xbox 360 kind of era, or would you say mobile phone era?
No. It's more than that. Definitely, it's hard. When you get to the champion, it's hard. So, but it's very, very enjoyable. You do work up a sweat, and it is hard.
Creed Rise to Glory. I'm just having a look at it. Yeah, sort
Yeah,
of. Yeah, maybe Xbox One, PS4 kind of early graphics, maybe.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's okay.
Available on PlayStation VR, Steam VR, Oculus, and Vive.
I completed the championship on it once, but do you know what? I injured myself in the process.
Oh
So
dear.
yeah, that will teach me to try and outbox the champion.
Yes. I mean, is it a named person? Because I thought I saw a picture of a character in there that looks rather a lot like Rocky.
He is in it. Yeah, he's in it. Ivan Drago's in it. It's Apollo Creed. The new guy from Creed, the son of Apollo Creed. They're all in there.
Obviously, it is Creed is based on Apollo Creed's son, isn't it?
Yeah,
Who Apollo Creed was from Rocky
3.
3 and 4?
No, sorry, no, 1 and 2. One
Was
and
it?
two. Yeah,
No, he wasn't. Was he the one he fought in 1?
yeah. Did you not know?
No,
Yeah,
was
it
it?
is.
Okay, and then he was killed in 3.
No, he was killed. Yeah, he was killed in 3 by Clubber Lang, which was Mr. T.
Okay. Oh, I thought he was killed by Drago.
Oh no, tell a lie. That was Rocky 4.
Yeah, Rocky 4
Yeah, it was
was
Rocky 4.
Drago. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it's what's his name? Drago kills. What's
Creed.
his name? Doesn't it? Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Apollo Creed, and then
yeah. There you go. Rocket is responsible for the death of Apollo Creed after brutally defeating him in their
and then
match.
yeah, and then
Dolph Lundgren.
Rocky comes back and nuts him afterwards.
Yeah.
So as you would expect in a Rocky movie, I mean, so only fair.
Adrian.
I've got brain damage. But yeah, I mean, great movies. I love the movies. They're some of my favourites. Haven't watched them in a long time though. They used to be a
So
very good.
Apollo Creed helps him to train against
That's
Clubber
it.
Lang.
Yeah, there used to be a really great Rocky game on the PSP, which was absolutely outstanding as a game. Hard as nuts, but it was very good, very enjoyable.
See, so I haven't liked a boxing game ever since they decided that they were going to use stick controls.
Yeah,
I can't get used to them.
it's not great, is it?
No, and back when you had combos of buttons, so you had jab and hook as basic buttons, but then you could hold shoulder buttons plus jab, and it would do a slightly different body one, or you could do a head
Mm.
hook or whatever. And that was much easier for me. Trying to do a hook when you have to go down and round. It's like, oh, they've already punched me. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it when I'm like, oh, I just want to do a hook now. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There, I've done a hook.
Let's keep it basic.
So is that? Would you say that's the angriest you get as a gamer then?
Yes,
But not
I'm not.
necessarily angry at the game. But if you want to punch something, you punch Apollo Creed.
I punch real things. So
I mean, see,
not an
I
angry.
do love occasionally I do just want to shoot something in the face. So I said about Bulletstorm, that's a great one because you can do all these combos. So you shoot somebody in the testicles, kick them, and then like when they're flying through the air after you kicked them, shoot them in the face, or you basically you get different points for the more extravagant the combo. It's great. Sometimes shooting something in the face is just what
What
you
you
need.
need. Yeah.
But I don't play online because that just does annoy me because Not that I'm particularly competitive, because I'm not. But that's the problem. Is
Maybe you
that
should be.
I mean, I saw a YouTube Shorts today, and somebody was saying about how sort of they don't play ranked on. I think it was Battlefield or one of the Battlefields or something like that. Anyway, they were basically, them and their friends were all just like jumping off the top of a skyscraper, trying to land in a bush.
I love it.
And sort of all singing while they're falling to their deaths. And that's the kind of thing that I used to do when I used to play
It's just fun.
Rainbow Six Siege. We'd be doing centipede, like we'd all be going prone and crawling around outside because in front of the cameras, so that our opponents would go on the cameras to find where we were and just be like, what? And sometimes you get people joining in, having fun and coming out and being like, hey, hello, kind of thing. But then so many of them, especially with that, because you'd have the teams of 5, and quite often, you'd have like 3 friends who'd come out and be like, yeah, this is all funny, and then you'd have the random 1 person or 2 people just come out and shoot you all.
I love that. I think it's fun just to have a bit of a giggle.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't get that nowadays because people, even developers, don't want you to mess about. They want you to be serious so that you play more and buy more skins and so
people are just a bit lame, aren't they, when it comes to that? It's just
so I do like, I mean, Rainbow Six Siege, I do like still playing that, but I generally, I don't know what they call it nowadays. I think they might even call it training, but it used to be, you used to be able to have Terrorist Hunt, which is basically a single player, or, well, you could play it co-op, but you could play it single player, and you could pick your level, you could pick what type of game you play. And they got rid of it now, so it's you can't pick the level, and there's only 3 levels that it picks from, and you can't pick the type of game because they want people to play online, which means people want skins.
Well, I think that's because of Fortnite, isn't it? Everyone's kind of the same now. They just want to get the skins and be in the right gang.
Yeah, and also obviously, what stresses me out as well is the fact that so many children have had fornication with my mother. So, blimey, I don't think you were even born when my mum was still alive.
It's amazing how many people know your mum.
It's like, you sound about 12. How? I mean, she died like over 20 years ago. How did what?
Well, yeah, some of the stuff.
These kids are clever nowadays. Yeah, I just can't get over it. But
Gorilla tag. I mean, the stuff they shout out. What's funny is you get all these squeaky voices where they'll shout things out, and then all of a sudden, this like 50-year-old man's in there going, "I'm only 5." You think, what are you doing on that game? You know, creepy son of a bitch.
One of the funniest ones ever was a little kid who started effing and jeffing at us, and he just sounded like Orville the duck.
Love it.
For those that don't know, Orville the duck, Google him. It was a little puppet for a ventriloquist called Keith Harris, and he used to talk like this. So, just this kid, I just remember we just started, and I think me and my friends were all drunk as well. And the fact that he was just mouthing off at us, and we're like, I'm like, at this point, it was probably like, I'm 35 years old. Do you really
so young,
think you're going to upset me?
Yeah, he's so young, you feel like you can't swear at him.
But then it would be like, are you Orville? He's like, oh, what's it, F and this, F and this? And they say, what's Orville? You're pretty, all this kind of stuff. So we just started singing the, I wish I could fly, right? And every time he made a sound, and by the end of it, he was getting so irate, this little kid. And it's just like, oh, for God's sake, can't be bothered with this. And we just like all voted him out. And just that's a good thing when you play with friends. It's like, we don't like you, you're gone.
Off you go. Do you remember the kick buttons on Quake and things like that, where you could just kick people out of the game?
Well, I mean, it's What that was another thing we used to do with Rainbow Six Siege. We were dicks slightly sometimes. We'd wait until just before the end of the match and then kick somebody just so they didn't get all the bonuses.
Yeah, really a fun time.
Because there was a group of 4 of us, and and because it had 5, we always had a random person. So
That's a good method.
Good times, but back in the times where I actually played online, yeah. I don't get me wrong. If a friend of mine said, "I really want to play on a game online," like I play PUBG occasionally with some friends, but
can't get to grips with
yeah,
it.
no, yeah.
I'm not a lover of that game. I can't get to grips with it.
It's always been it's not as cartoony as your Fortnite, obviously, but it's not as serious and hard as something like DayZ. DayZ, that is brutal. You know, you're running around for ages, running out of food, you got no water, you're injured, or you got a broken leg, and then somebody comes along and just like you just end up having to go, oh, just shoot me in the face, please.
Get it over with and done.
Because you don't get a map automatically, so you have to rely on apps and then work out where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was quite stressful. Although I still remember one time, I can't remember, I was in a big group and there was about 7 or 8 of us, and we tried to there was something about a grenade that we couldn't work out. We were like, oh, I wonder if you did this, would it work? And I was just like, I Leroy Jenkins did basically, just threw myself on a grenade to test out this thing, and this thing did happen, which meant I died.
Whoops.
I can't remember what it was. It was something along the lines of, what happens if you shoot a grenade, or if you put a grenade down and this happens, or something. And I was like, I don't know. Let's have a look. Boom.
Get in there.
It works.
Oopsies.
But yeah,
good old days.
I never take things seriously in games.
Well,
as I've said many times, Hitman, probably at least 1 in 5 times, I just run around with a fish dressed as a clown, slapping people.
And that's just in real life.
It's just great fun. Yeah. Get a nice haddock. Yeah, just love it. Yeah. Hitman is also a relaxing game because it's one of these ones where you have to take your time sometimes.
SimCity 4 used to be quite relaxing, I found.
Yeah. Only if you turn off the
winch bags,
all the natural disasters,
and the moaners,
and the what,
and the moaning people.
Basically, you just made it easy. Yeah. Any game that's easy, I suppose, is relaxing.
And then get the cheats for the unlimited everything.
Yeah. Oh, it's Sims 4 and Sims 3. Oh, that's something that's come out this week. The Sims 1 and Sims 2 have been re-released on Steam and the app on Windows. Now, apparently, there are quite a lot of bugs at the moment. So there's crashes and things not happening very well. So I'd maybe wait a couple of weeks. But yeah, £35, and you get every single DLC from The Sims 1 and Sims 2, which I think £35.
Very good.
For that, seeing as it probably would have cost you about £1,000 to buy all of those. Because Sims 2, there was, I can't remember how many there are on.
God, so many
now, but it's a lot.
Although I do remember going to a charity shop a few years back and finding all the Sims packs. They wanted $5 for the lot.
Well, I'm just having a little look at this now. Sims 2. Sims 2 Legacy Collection has. Are you ready for this?
Well,
Grunge Revival Kit, University, Nightlife, Open for Business, Pets, Bon Voyage, Seasons, Free Time, Apartment Life, Holiday Party Pack, Family Fun Stuff, Glamour Life Stuff, Happy Holiday Stuff, Celebration Stuff, H&M Fashion Stuff, Teen Style Stuff, Kitchen and Bath Interior Design Stuff, and Mansion and Garden Stuff. So all of those. And yeah, I mean, they used to sell them for like £20 a top.
Sounds horrific.
So it's just like currently they sell Sims 4 packs for, I think some of them are £35 a pop, but never buy Sims packs at full price. Never. Because there's always one or two of them half price.
I have zero interest. I hate the game.
Do you?
I used to have an ex that used to play it a lot, but again,
if you never known the delight of deleting the the bladders from the swimming pools,
no.
So it's something as a gamer you've got to go through that at least once. Go and get Sims. I think Sims 3 still allowed you to do it. Yeah, you either get a swim to go for a swim and then delete the ladders, or the other option was you go into the build mode after they go into a room with one door and delete the door. And then they just sit there wetting themselves, starving to death. Hey! Woohoo! It's great. Yeah, it's a great murder simulator, The Sims is basically. It's just you get your worst cook to try and cook, and then they burn the house down and die. I can't remember, was it The Sims? The Sims 1 had gravestones, I think. It was one of them. I think at one point you weren't able to delete the gravestones. So there'd be a gravestone just wherever they died.
Fantastic.
And yeah, but eventually
they mourn each other, though.
I think they made it so you could sell them basically. So if it's like, yay, my mum died in a fire in this kitchen trying to cook a tortilla and a taco, and now I'm going to sell her gravestone for $30.
But did the other players come along and mourn her throughout the game?
Yes, you'd have that as well, and then you'd have ghosts as well. I think from Sims, maybe in Sims 2. So yeah, there was some great fun could be have, but similar to your Sim City, first thing you do is go into the thing and do motherload to get all the money, so you don't have to do that.
There is definitely a place for all the Sims games, and some of them were amazing. I have this overwhelming urge at the moment to start looking on eBay and Facebook Marketplace for big box PC games. Just the really good looking ones, but I don't own a PC that will play them, but just for collecting purposes. So
there are, I mean, there's a lot of PC games out there that were classic that still hold up today. But yeah, the having the big boxes were a great thing, weren't they? I mean, literally, you'd open them up and there'd just be this tiny little floppy disk or a CD-ROM. And an instruction booklet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and a badge. Don't forget the badge. Always got a badge.
Well, there was never actually in there when you were buying them, were they? Because you go up and they put the stuff in there, and you just walk over and be like, click, 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 rattle it around.
Yeah. And good old days. We should do an episode on big box PC games.
Oh, I mean, early PC games. Well, I say early PC games, but sort of your Pentium onwards, Pentium days onwards were some fantastic games. And then when the internet started to become around, and it had dial up and you still managed to be able to play with people on dial up, and people moan nowadays.
I know. Mental.
Shooting somebody and then be like, I've died. Because
you know what? It's funny actually. I say to my kids, and I can sound like a right old fart here. Like you'll never know what it's like to walk into a store on day one release for a big box game, and get the collector's edition, and you get your disc out, and like halfway through the game, you're about to do your finishing move on Mortal Kombat. And you've got to change the disc before you can complete the fatality and things like that. I mean, that was good times, man. Irritating, but good times.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, installing like multiple floppy disks was a pain because they took so long.
Yeah,
as
on
well.
the Amiga and stuff.
I remember, well, the worst one was Windows. Was it one of the Windows had 32 floppy disks or something
Something like that.
stupid like that?
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember installing it on a PC at a place I worked. Oh God, but then the pile would fall over. You'd be like, "Oh God, I've got to find
Which
number
disc?
17."
Yeah, yeah. God. I mean, don't get me wrong, you go back even further than that. Do you remember when you'd have like 2 cassettes for a game? You'd have to and it would say rewind this cassette to this number on the dial, and then you press play, and you'd reset your dial to get it back to that, so you could get to the right point in the dungeon game.
Or there was the worst one for me. I had a game that was on the Spectrum that was 10 games on one tape, and they weren't all really good, but there was about probably 8 of them that were pretty good games. I played them a lot. Now, problem was obviously you had to fast forward to find a particular game, and then you go, I think that's the first gap I've heard. So finding game number two or something, you'd be like, I think that's the first gap I've heard. So you rewind it a tiny bit, press play, load, etc. And you load up. Damn it, that's number 3. And then because you've accidentally gone past the first gap, so that was actually number 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Star Wars Return of the Jedi was always a pain in the ass because that would have 4 cassettes, and each side was a load side. So it'd say, put in side 2, cassette 1, or something, whatever it was, and you'd be like, hang on a minute, which one's that? Especially when the outer thing on the tape cassette started to fade.
Or you had a copied version.
Yeah.
Yeah. They certainly weren't relaxing times.
No. Scientech.
The frustration of when things didn't load up.
And then you had to get your pencil inside the cassette thing and wind it around and blow it all the way around until you got rid of all the dust.
Yeah, well, and then times where it would unravel inside, so you'd be like you wouldn't know which way you got to do it.
Yeah.
To make it tight again.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
unravel the whole
you'd go
damn
one
thing
way
and
and be
start.
like, oh, I've been sitting here for 5 minutes doing this, especially if it was a really long tape.
Good times. Well, on the avoiding us sounding like old farts, we are coming to the end of the episode. But next week, hopefully, Martin is going to be here, and we're going to do a comparison. Going back to old stuff again, we do a comparison of the Atari Lynx, the Game Gear, and the Game Boy Original.
Well, let's face it. There's one of those is not as good as the others. So I'm going to have that one. That's going to be mine, and I'm going to champion it.
Mine's the Game Boy.
I'm going to research, and I'm going to come in with somehow making it not seem as useless as it was.
It has attributes. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I'm going to have the Game Boy. So poor Martin is stuck with the Game Gear. But there we are. And we're also going
Dolly Parton has attributes, but I don't think I'd want to get intimate with her.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just because what am I doing? Yes, it has attributes. It's great.
Yeah. No.
We'll see about my arguments for and against.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat, the first game in the series and things. So plenty to come for the next episode, and we're going to post some things on our social media in advance of that episode. So and maybe in Gaming Dads as well, and see what people's thoughts are on Mortal Kombat and the various handhelds that only one's going to win, of course.
The crappy versions.
Yeah. And on that note, do check out our social media.
Yeah.
And
like and subscribe.
Yeah. And
focusongaming.co.uk.
Yeah, and hopefully Martin will be back with us next week. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.